Just as important as the adventures we go on, so is the gear we rely on. I have been an adventurer my entire life. No one place has satisfied me. I have travelled with nothing, and also with lots, learning exactly what I need and what I don't. Stay tuned through this video to learn what I pack on my remote tours, techniques used to pack more into less, and the weights of equipment dragged along on my 2024 KTM 500 EXC adventure bike.
G'day everyone, today I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need for your first adventure motorcycle trip. One thing I need to emphasise is that obviously this is a very lightweight setup. I ride the KTM 500, which is essentially just an enduro dirt bike, so I don't want to be lugging a whole heap of gear around with me when I'm tackling the tough tracks. So as you can see, I run soft luggage. It's for me key, the fact that I ride a dirt bike and I'm going to be going into tougher tracks, sometimes enduro level tracks, when I'm set up for an adventure. Soft luggage is the only way to go. You can keep it slim, packed tight. It's exactly how I want it. We'll run through the gear. Along the front row, we've got everything that we'll need once we get to camp. Sleeping bag, tent, poles, chair, all that sort of stuff. I'll show you later on how you can pack all that gear into just the one bag, because for me it's key to just have that one bag that's camping gear. It goes straight onto the back of the bike and it's never in your way until you get to camp. Throw that bag off, unpack everything, set up, schmick. Starting at the front over here, pillow. Air pillow, packs up light, good to go. Next up, we got a bivy bag. If you're not sure what a bivy bag is, it's much like an outer shell for your sleeping bag. It's waterproof, windproof, keeps you nice and warm. It's a very good insulating layer. But key for me is something that I'll show you later why we have this bivy bag. Next up on the list is a sleeping bag. It's a very important piece of kit. The main thing that comes into play with the sleeping bags is its insulating properties and size. For me, I'm in North Queensland at the moment, so I don't need that. I've got a small $14 sleeping bag from Big W. It keeps me warm enough, and if it gets cold, I put my thermals on. Here we've got the Cedar Summit sleeping mat. Great piece of kit, something you don't want to skimp on. This was expensive, but it pumps up real nice, holds air, it's durable, and makes for a good night's rest. Next to that, we've got the Austrail 2-man Nomad 2 tent. Haven't used it yet. I did have just a cheapo 2-man tent that was quite good. I had no issues with it really. The only thing was that the poles are too long and they didn't fit into my tight, compact setup that I run. Here we got the Mountain Designs camp chair. It's $50 from Anaconda, and perfect lightweight chair. I was never really going to run a chair, but once you've run a chair, it's something you can't go without. Over here we've got a 15 litre Rhino Walk dry bag. This is what I get all of my sleeping equipment into. 15 litres, lightweight with all that stuff. Put it on the back of the bike, perfect. Throw that off the back when you get to camp, unpack everything. In the morning, stuff it all in. Here I've got a 4 litre fuel bladder. That goes on top of that bag, and obviously fuel backup. Over here we've got tools, including what would be spares if I was on a longer and more remote trip. Look guys, I forgot to mention, because this was strapped to the front of the bike when I was filming that video, I got an 18 and a 21 inch spare tube in this. First off the bat, a simple Leatherman. Good piece of equipment because a lot of stuff fits into one. A lot of tools, a lot of versatility. Bit of chain lube, you can never go with a dry chain. This is a fork seal cleaner, something I carry with me because fork seals are always leaking to everyone on longer trips. Doesn't take much and your fork seals get a bit of dirt in them. This is just a little hook that slides up into your fork, and you can turn it around and the hook digs that dirt out and away from your seal. Pressure gauge, checking tyre pressures. Headlight. Tool roll, which is essential. And jumper cables, which go with a power bank that I use to charge up equipment overnight. Given that modern 4-strokes don't have kickstarters, I feel safe carrying these, because if my battery goes flat or for whatever reason the bike won't start and I have to turn it over a lot and then it goes flat, I've got these to keep me going. Spare Oki straps. Oki straps are good because they're self-tightening, something you sort of need on a bike. I find ratchet straps and pull straps, they loosen over time because things move, and then they're not tight when you get to wherever you're going. At least with Oki straps, they self-tighten. So if you're going to use straps, I suggest using Oki straps or pronghorn straps, which I'll show you later. Right here, we've got a spare litre of water. I use this for cooking when I get to camp, and I carry 3 litres on my back for drinking as I ride. Spare clothes. So, 1 pair of socks, 1 pair of shorts, 1 shirt, and a spare pair of undies. This is all I would need for an overnight trip, but depending on your temperature and how far you're going, you might need more, but it doesn't really matter. You'll see how I pack these in later on to keep things nice and tight and compact. Thermals and more thermals. Thermal top, thermal pants. Don't leave home without them, because if you need them, they're a lifesaver. They keep water off you, they keep you warm, they're perfect. Make sure with thermals, if you're going to run them, you get 100% merino wool thermals, because that's what gives you your water dispersing properties and keeps you nice and warm and dry. Jet boil. This whole little thing here is my kitchen. Lighter, spoon, open it, gas bottle, can opener, gas cooker. That's it. You do not need anything else. Dry food, canned food, and condiments. In here I carry powdered milk, oats, coffee, salt and pepper, that sort of thing. I know it seems big, but it makes your food a lot better if you can spice it up. Toiletries and first aid. So we got toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, some Panadol and ibuprofen in case of a crash or if I just need it, baby wipes, keep your ass clean, and a pressure bandage. Now, I do recommend carrying a first aid kit, but given how light that I like to pack, I carry just a pressure bandage. If I can't get myself out of trouble with a pressure bandage, I'm going to be hitting the SOS on the EPIRB and getting a chopper to come pick me up. So I run the pressure bandage. You can do your pressure immobilizing technique for snake bites and spider bites. You can splint yourself if you break a leg. You can do all sorts of business with it. Stop cuts and bleeds. I don't need band-aids. So that'll keep me out of trouble if I ever come into a big stack. This is a very important piece of kit. A good outer shell raincoat. This is 100% windproof, 100% waterproof, and that's exactly what you want. Folds up lightweight, and this will keep you nearly as warm as what a good woolen jumper will, because it just blocks out all other air and all elements. The best thing about this is that if it starts raining, pull this out of your backpack, chuck it on. You're dry, you're warm. If it stops raining, sun's come out, you're getting hot, take this off, put it back in your backpack. There's no need to be taking adventure jackets off, taking inner liners out, just on, off, on, off. It's the easiest way to go about it, and it's the only way I'll ever do it. Now, right here, this tiny little amount of stuff is all that I need to carry on my back. Power bank. I've got my GPS in it at the moment, which would usually be mounted to the bike, and that has the SOS EPIRB function on it. Drone camera bag, GoPro camera bag, pair of thongs to wear at camp lightweight, don't take up much space. You don't need a full set of shoes unless you're planning on doing a long trip and you're going to be going out to pubs and clubs and whatever, but for me, it's Australia. Wear some fucking thongs. And 3 litre Camelback. This is what keeps me hydrated during the day and usually at camp. So when we're packing our clothes, we don't fold it up the way Mum would want us to fold it and chuck it in our cupboard. We use this shit that's soft and you don't need to keep in one spot. We use this stuff to fill all the gaps in our saddlebags. We squish it in there and that takes up all that empty space so there's not a little bit of space that's wasted. So I've got all my tools and the water bottle's going to be in there in that left side bag, and I'll use my 2 thermals to stuff and fill those areas so that bag is as full as it can get. Alright, I put cooking and more spare clothes in the right side of the bag. Cooking, food, that's it. Like I said, I've got light bags, small bags. I do have 28 litre saddlebags coming for longer trips, but for overnighters, if you can't get everything you need into 12 litres plus the 15 litres on the back, you're doing something wrong. And more clothes to fill the gaps. First thing that'll go in is 3 litre water bladder. It's obviously not full at the moment. I'll fill that up when I do weights for you guys later on. That'll slide in the back. Drone bag, GoPro bag, wet weather jacket, and thongs, nice and light, they go up the top. That's the backpack. Now this is the part that I feel watching other people on YouTube, they get wrong, very wrong. They go to put a sleeping bag in their saddlebags. A sleeping bag weighs nothing, and how much room does it take up? They do the same thing with sleeping mats, with tents, and with camp chairs. I have a 15 litre bag here that goes on the back up the top, as I've told you, and I'll get all of that into this bag. Chair, tent, mat, sleeping bag, bivvy bag, pillow. The main thing that people get wrong is they keep shit in the bags that come from the manufacturer. Why? I do not know. It is my worst nightmare trying to pack stuff back into these bags. I hate it. As you can see with my tent, the zipper broke off and that was my best attempt at putting it back in the bag. And I'll show you how much easier it can be for your camping trip when you wake up in the morning and the only thing you want to do is get on the road. Right, so this is where the bivvy bag comes into play. This is a big old waterproof, dirt-proof, wind-proof, rain-proof, everything-proof sock for your sleeping bag, your sleeping mat, your pillow, and that's it. And anything else you want to put in there. Lay that out nice and flat, just like that. Get your sleeping mat. Lay your mat out. Lay your sleeping bag out over the top. Get your pillow, whatever else. Throw that in with the mix. Grab your mat and your sleeping bag by the feet. Take the feet to the bottom of the bivvy bag. And then shake it out just like you do your doona. That's my bed made every night. I don't have to fuck around taking it out of bags. I don't have to fuck around when I pack it up, putting it back into bags. It all just lives in the bivvy bag. The bivvy bag is the key. We get our 15 litre bag, poles. in the Rhino Walk bag. Camp chair poles into the 15 litre. And then now it's up to you, however you want, but all you do is stuff shit in there and fill every last space of that bag that you can. So I start with my camp chair, then I do my bivvy bag, that is camp. Tell me doing that is not easier than trying to individually roll everything up, put it all into their bags, and then put it in saddlebags. You've got 5 kilos there, goes on the top, gets strapped down, all sorted. Right everyone, I've got the precise weigh scale system set up here. I'm going to use my fat ass as a zeroing system because these scales do a bit better with some weight on them. So I'm 92 kilos flat. So me plus the saddlebags and the spare tubes is actually 100.1 kilos. So only 8 kilos for the saddlebags and the tubes, which is quite light. I actually expected a lot more. It feels heavier than that. Righto, so I got my full bedding system plus the empty fuel bladder. Weighs in at 98 kilos flat, so 6 kilos for the full bedding system that I put on the back and makes my life a lot easier. And then my backpack with all my camera gear, 3 litres of water and a raincoat. Which is actually 99 kilos. So 7 kilos for the backpack. A lot of that's that water, and unfortunately I have to carry all the camera gear around to do these videos for you guys. So all our weights combined, backpack 7 kilos, saddlebags 8 kilos, bedding system 6 kilos, 21 kilos all up. Not too bad, I think. I think I've done pretty well to keep it all lightweight. So makes for a good lightweight, easy to pack system that can get you on some long trips and some good adventures. There you have it guys, that's my guide on what to pack and how to pack it for your next adventure trip. If you got something out of this video, like and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next one. Stay tuned. Cheers, eh?